Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Monday, October 6, 2025. I, of course, am here with your daily mortgage rate update. My name is Hammer. I am the founder of Originator Success, Grab and Go Social, and Rate Sensei. You can join me live each and every weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Broadcasted to you on Facebook and on YouTube. You can also watch this anytime because it's on social media. So if you are watching on the replay, go ahead and give me hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you were here. If you're here live, say good morning. If you'd like to join me live and want a reminder text message so that you don't forget and you know when it is and all that good stuff, check out hmmr.io/reminder. That's the Hammer Solutions short code, hmmr.io/reminder. And you can also use this cool QR code over here. If you're on your phone, take a screenshot, go to the photos. That QR code will still work. So also, if you'd like to sign up for our written email lock advice, you can go ahead and sign up at ratelockadvice.com. Get that email to your inbox each and every weekday morning. That already went out this morning. That is coming out to you from Hammer at ratesensei.com. If you've been getting it but you're not seeing it, check your spam, junk folders. If you're sending it to company email, make sure that you contact hey, you guys, don't mess up my internet there. They're messing with the ball. It's right over there by the router. Anyway, you can check with your IT team so they can help you get it dialed in if you're not seeing it and you're on your company stuff. So anyway, good morning, y'all. Great to have you here. Let's go ahead and say hi to all the live folks, and then we'll jump in and get started. See who we've got here this morning. Megan Bissell, good morning. Mike Brown, Rob Stewart, good to see both of you. Rob Smith, good to have you here. Ron Siegel, today is National Noodle Day. National Noodle Day. What's your favorite thing to have noodles in? Are you like a Italian noodle person? You like spaghetti, lasagna, fettuccine? What's your favorite noodle? What's your favorite noodle meal? Is it ramen noodles? Is it Japanese noodles? Is it cold noodles? Is it Chinese noodles like lo mein? What's your favorite noodle? Let's tell me in the comments. What's your favorite noodle dish? And I guess we'd call it ethnicity, right? Like we got Italian noodles, you got Japanese noodles, you got Chinese noodles. What other ethnicities would you have noodles? I don't think Mexican food has noodles, does it? I don't remember really anything. It's more of a rice than a noodles kind of a thing. So good morning, Holly Johnson, Greta Chene, Jamie, Mallory Fotiatis, Randy Teagle. Giddy up, sir. Tim Klyler, good to see you. Michelle Crescian. Did I get it right? Mike Morano, good morning. Michael Love, glad to see you there. Randy Siegel said, Ron Siegel, good to see you here today. That's I agree. Deb Dickinson, Sean Segaloff, good morning, sir. I see you traveled back from Nexa Lending live out there. Now they are Nexa Lending, which congratulations. It's a cool step forward for the company. Crystal Turbin, good morning. Randy likes his in Thai food. So we're talking about what's your favorite food? What's your favorite noodle food, right? A particular dish, Randy, that you would have? Siegel's going with a baked ziti. Baked ziti is good. I love the cheese. Cretion. Thank you. Cretion. All right. Bucatini. What is bucatini? I'm going to have to Google that. I don't know what bucatini is. Spaghetti squash noodles. Yeah, I mean, hey, right? We got to give them to you. It doesn't say they have to be, a flour-based noodle. So, yeah, if you want to eat those squash noodles, we'll give it to you, Holly. Good morning, Robert Bashirs. Good to see you, Yasmin Martin. This morning, y'all, we're talking about what's your favorite noodle dish. Ron Siegel says today is National Noodle Day. So let me throw it up in the captions, and then I'll get to the good stuff here. So what is your favorite noodle dish? Today is National Noodle Day. All right. What is your favorite noodle dish? We're talking about all the different ethnicities and all that stuff. So, all right. That said, let's go over to the good stuff and let's talk about what we got going on this morning. So, screen 2, here we go. All right. Day 6 of the government shutdown. However, mortgage-backed securities down about 5 basis points to start the morning this morning. Not anything huge, and they have recovered a little bit. Let me bring this up. Let me get rid of this caption. Hold on. All right, there we go. Okay, so taking a look here on Friday, pricing came out right around here. You could see that we ended the day down lower on Friday. Bonds kind of trickled lower. There really wasn't any reprices worse. It wasn't a big move lower. But then this morning, you could see there's a much bigger move lower. So this morning, mortgage-backed securities were down all the way down here. They have recovered a little bit, which is good, up about, we're down about 5 basis points on the day. They are recovering. The reason that you're seeing the overnight dip that you see right here, that's basically due to Japan. In Japan, there was a Takachi Sanai. I'm assuming I pronounce that Sanai. I'm not sure, but Sanai Takachi's near certain elevation as Japan's next prime minister jolted financial markets with the yen and long-term bonds tumbling even as equities surged to all-time highs. The politician's surprise victory in a ruling party leadership vote at the weekend reduced expectations that Bank of Japan may hike interest rates as soon as this month, while raising worries about more debt supply to finance stimulus. So he's a pro-stimulus prime minister, and that's got bonds a little spooked here. It's interpreted as a clear positive for risk assets, but it is against the bond market risk, quickly adjusting positions, blah, blah, blah. So we saw some movement this morning, and we're seeing recovery, as you can see right here. So that's a good thing, but not something that we have to necessarily worry about. However, take a look, 10-year Treasury yield. You're also seeing that same behavior. Let's put this at 1 month so you can kind of actually, I like the 3-month chart better, but let's take a look here. You can see last week it moved down, but on Friday, see Friday right here, this red candlestick, we saw it pop back up, which is not what we want to see. Not now. There we go. Okay, now what we want to see. And this morning, right here, it's way above. So on Monday, it was at 4.14, and this is last week. The week before it ended at 4.18. So it's basically testing. We'll be testing that same level that we were at. This was the previous Friday, so a little over a week ago. We'll be testing that. And it's not likely we're going to see rates really turn that much, though. Looking at rate sheets, Friday's rate sheets were better. And basically, they were even better than, according to Mortgage News Daily, if we use that as a consistent reference point, they were even a little bit better than we saw earlier in September. The best we've seen post-Fed meeting, right? This is the Fed meeting right here. So that is the best we have seen post-Fed meeting. The Fed meeting is actually on the 17th. But now they'll creep a little bit higher. We'll probably be back to that 6.37. And again, we really haven't seen rates move much in the last few weeks, as I just circle lots of things. Not really seeing much movement. So as Randy said, it was on paper supposed to be a sleepy session for bonds with nothing of note on the economic calendar. But in practice, we're seeing one of the larger instances of overnight selling. That sounds like something I would have heard from Matt Graham. That sounds a lot like a Matt Graham quote. If I go into his comments, I'll bet you it's that. Not to say that you're not an original thinker, Randy, but it does sound like but again, it was, even still, when we look at the overnight, we ended Friday at 100.97 and we started at 100.80. It's minus 10 bips. It's really, it's not really anything big. That's kind of dramatic. And at this point, we're only down 4 basis points from where we were at on Friday. So that's really, and where we were with pricing came out, we were around 101.10. So we're down about 18 basis points, minus 18. So you're going to see slightly worse pricing, but is it anything earth shattering? No. It's very much in that realm of kind of like where we were at right here. If we're running in a sideways situation, we could come down and bounce off this again right here. We were down as low as 100.77. So that's another minus 15 basis points from where we're at now. It's certainly nothing to worry about. So don't worry too much about that. Yeah. So there you go. See that? That did say, it sounded like Matt Graham. That sounded a lot when he says a sleepy session, the alliteration, it sounded very Matt Graham-y for me. So Anyway, let's go over some of the other stuff. So in France, there was some drama too. We've got, let me just adjust this so it fits in the screen. In France, the prime minister, they're a mess over there. They are definitely a mess over there. So, looking at what we've got going on here, the premier, the French prime minister, Sebastien Lecornu, I'm just making that up. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing it right. Resigned just a day after Emmanuel Macron named a new cabinet, deepening the country's political crisis. They're a train wreck. So, but our economy doesn't really take much of a note from France, so I'm not too worried about that one. I did not pull this up. This is just the newsletter for the morning. I don't really want to get into the politics of this. This has no effect on rates or pricing whatsoever. So we're not going to get into that. However, what is kind of important to know about Trump being blocked, I don't know if it was the Wall Street Journal that I read it this morning, but they were just talking about how they'll be ruling on Trump's tariffs in November, and if they're ruled to have been unallowable, if that he did what he did against the law, technically the government would have to give back the money on the tariffs, and they're talking that we collected $165 billion. I can tell you that you're not getting any money back. Nobody's getting any money back. They will find a way to hold on to. That money is gone. You will never see that money again. So we'll see. But of course, the big thing that people will talk about, the government shutdown. And markets don't really seem like they're that concerned about it affecting the economy right now. Until we have a lot more of this, it's we were getting some improvement last week. There was, talk about how that was the driver and the idea that the government shutdown could weaken the economy, and but not really seeing any concern about that this week. Not really affecting mortgage rates, but just interesting to note what's going on behind the scenes here. So Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, I didn't realize that he is the formal title of acting IRS commissioner. I didn't realize that he's the acting IRS commissioner. A lot of stuff going on in this administration for sure. And then the head of Social Security going to do double duty at the tax agency as the CEO. And that's a CEO, but that's a new role because the CEO didn't exist. It's not really, that's a private company thing, so he's appointed Frank Bissignon, Frank, to be the chief executive officer of the Internal Revenue Service, creating a new position. So it's kind of, we're seeing some unique stuff go on here. And I'm not going to lie. I don't want the IRS to run great. I don't need that. Nope. But what else we got going on this morning? That was an interesting article. I just wanted to read. It doesn't really affect anything. We've talked about the fact that it does not look like we are going to get a break in this government shutdown this week. It can happen, but it doesn't look like there's enough pain. One thing I've noticed when you go to the front page, it's not the main article. It's not the big news. Same thing at Bloomberg. Same thing at Reuters. It's not the big news. So I don't think we're going to see much of a situation on that. Siegel said volatility starts tomorrow with a lot of Fed speakers Tuesday and Wednesday. I don't think that's going to cause much volatility, and I'll tell you why. So let me turn off the compare feature. Going and go to current here. So going into October, markets very firmly believe, let me just move that comment out of the way for a minute. They very firmly believe we're going to get a cut in October. December, very firmly believe we're going to see another cut. 16% that we would only get one cut in October, over 80% that we're going to see two cuts. Even in January, it's now, so remember, this is where we're at right now. This is one cut. Markets believe we'll still see two cuts, and there's pricing in some idea that we could see three cuts. and I think this will increase. But that's where we're at. So I don't think anything the Fed speakers are going to derail the idea. Markets are going to, with the government shutdown, even if the Fed says that they want to go ahead and not cut, remember we got the dot plot showing 3 cuts for this year, which we've had 1, so that's 2 more cuts. And then with the government shutdown, I think that'll be the scenario there. Are they ruling in November or hearing the case in November? Generally, rulings come out at the end of the session in June. No, I think they're ruling in November. I'd have to double check all the articles. But here, let's see. Let's Google Trump tariffs, Supreme Court SCOTUS. And let's go to news. Yeah, so granting an unusually quick hearing on whether, that's 4 weeks ago. This is a month ago. These are all old articles. These aren't anything new. These are the new ones, but like, why? It's funny. And you do that and it takes you to ones that are 4 weeks old. I don't want those. I wanted ones that are new. So, but yeah, I think, let's see if any of these, Control F, November. No, they don't say anything about November. All right. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that it was. All right, I'm back. Here we go. Sorry, y'all. Never mind. Here it goes. I'm gonna wrap up. Looks like it's wigging out. So I'll wrap it up. Saw tariff revenue hit 215 billion in taxes. Not a fan of bloated government paid for by the IRS. I agree with you. Who gets the tariffs goes into the kitty. And they were saying that Trump's administration already looking at using it to pay for other programs, apply it towards the national deficit. There's no allotment to it because it hasn't been part of the budget. So there's no there. It's kind of like a pot of free money right now. Ron, typical Trump, looks like he's getting rid of duplication of departments. Tried to do that in the first Trump administration. They pointed out 5 departments regulate salmon. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, George finally got the internet cable. Exactly. No, they're away from that, but yeah, almost. So, all right, my friends, I'm gonna wrap it up. Thanks for joining me. All different kinds of noodles. I'll read your replies. Let's take a quick look, and then we'll blow out of here. So, we talked about what was your favorite noodle, and let's see. I still have to see what the heck bucatini is. I'm not sure. And morning live. Pad Thai with glass noodles. Never heard of glass noodles. Spaghetti squash better for your diet? Yeah, it probably is, but I don't eat a lot of the other stuff. Yeah, Ron, I know what you're saying, but I think because of this one, it said they were looking at doing it. But I'll see. We'll take a look. Chicken piccata, lasagna, Kraft macaroni and cheese. There you go. There you go. All right. Well. I'm good. Okay. Well, y'all have a fantastic day. I'll see you tomorrow where we'll probably have a lot of the same stuff to talk about. We'll see if we got a recovery today. Right now, mortgage backed securities are almost flat on the day. So that's pretty good. All right.